Hey guys, ScrawtVermillion here. The big patch is here. Or is it big? Let's just go and see some 3.5. Unfortunately, not a lot of changes happened. We did get a couple character changes, and you guys know I'm a Luke player for the time being. More info on that later. I kind of want to put in context some of the changes that Luke got this season, so you guys can understand what he got, what is good, what is bad, what you need to change towards your game plan. A couple things did change. The least important things we're gonna go over first, just to get over those quickly. First of all, standing heavy punch. If you look at standing heavy punch, you see this 23 right here. It means the recovery frames. So 23 frames on width. On block, it is going to be 22 frames. A single frame. Yuppie! We did it. As you can see, some good jabs could beat you. So you got to be careful with the spacing here. But yeah, you can see this is safe. I say this is a weird change because usually a Luke player kind of autopilots to this. If they think that they can punish you, you can catch them here this. I so far am not feeling this change. I don't understand it quite yet. There might be something that I'm missing. So people, for example, are looking to block low. You could kind of like bully a little bit with this. Kind of hard to get that -3 spacing, and this one is very unsafe. It sucks to whiff it because Luke moves forward. I really don't understand the thoughts behind it, but you know, it's always nice to be a little safer. Post-editing me here. So we find what was the change for the heavy punch, and it's pretty big actually. So if you know, if you're a Luke player, you know that this is a true strength. Well, you have this now. So just for context, up close, when you did Light Blast, this is like -6. Aki could punish you, right? Like it was really tough. Look at that. Holy heck. So that is a true strength now. Look at the difference in frame data. You need pretty good spacing to make it a true strength. There's like a 1 frame gap. But dude, oh my god. Oh my god. So you see here, like this range is gonna hit. So it was still kind of playing around with the ranges, but oh my god, this actually is a big change to Luke. I can't emphasize it. Like -3 is the key scramble number in Street Fighter, right? Like they wanna like low forward, you can mash, or you know, like you delay your button and you're gonna be safe. Oh my goodness, guys, I am so happy. I'm so happy. I don't know. Back to the regular schedule. The next change has to do with Luke's heavy knuckle attack. So the heavy knuckle now has decreased pushback, which is kind of insane. You're still up close to them, and you're still +4, right? But you see, you're not in strike throw range. You still have to micro walk to get that throw in, which might be seen as a weakness. I personally see it as a strength in disguise because it means the opponent might want to do something, and that's when you start getting hits with like low forward, medium punch, or you actually walk in and get that throw once they start respecting you. One nerf that I will bring up, at least for me, because I autopilot a lot with this string, I'll do this into medium punch into medium knuckle. So these used to space trap properly. And now, as you see, they can press buttons here, so it doesn't work anymore. So if you were doing that before, definitely try to switch to another option. I recommend going for the low forward, expecting walkbacks, because obviously you can confirm into the target combo if you catch him, or you know, just be ready for anything here. Also, you get this option now on potential trade, which is kind of neat. And as you can see here, you're gonna showcase the next part of this. So it is time to talk about the forward heavy punch. As you can see, the behavior changed on punish counter. So now you can get an actual nice combo from this. I guess the idea is to become some sort of solar plexus, like some sort of poke that you're throwing from far. So it will look something like this, right? You're playing neutral, and maybe there's a button from far that your other tools could not reach. And here you go. We've come to a conclusion, right? Luke is very meter hungry. So giving him options that do not require drive meter is so strong, honestly. I really like that for consistency. I will say these can drop at some ranges, so be wary of that. Learn your ranges, but I can see this being a, you know, like a sort of new button of sorts, because you really didn't use these in neutral for Luke. So I kind of want to see where this one goes. It's like the potential man of the Luke changes. It's the one that has the most possibilities right now. I left the best for last. So the last change has to do with this bad boy. But let's go over the bad first, and then I'll go over the good. In the past, you might have remembered being able to meaty with a shoulder tackle after this ender. Look what happens now. You're minus 13. You'd also remember being around this zone, right? And in this zone, it's very common to do knuckle perfect into another knuckle for consistency, right? Because you cannot go for your normal BMB. That's what happens. Your combo dropped. Did we get nerfed to bottom one? Like, what's happening here? Not quite. So the behavior of the uncharged light knuckle changed a lot. Now, it changed the type of knockdown you get. So mid-screen, you get different Okizeme routes now. First of all, now this hits meaty. Well, if you remember, I said people only really used it because there's a gap right between the first and the second. If you do this, and you see here, that's gonna meaty, so that can beat that. And the nice thing about this is this. Look at this spacing, and look how much drive damage it did. Almost a full bar. And you are in a safe range over here. That is pretty good. Second part of this. You can do this. This is kind of hard, so it might take me a couple tries. Editing magic incoming just in case. You can hit meaty knee now after this attack. Kind of crazy. It is not easy, but it is there, and that is pretty nice. Now, the most interesting one has to do this one. Let me show you. You are +3. A step away from shimmy, and you're at throw range. And you're plus. Now, this opens up a very nice option here also. So they can't just press buttons here because they're not going to have a good time here. So you got to be careful about that. Now, if the opponent lacks a reversal, like a good anti-air DP for wake up, this is something you can actually do too. Yeah. So you can jump at them if they don't have a good reversal. It's not gonna, it's not gonna lose to it. It is not like a real safe jump. So the big change has to do with Luke's combo, especially in the corner. Now you're able to link new things after the light knuckle. That is ridiculous that they added this. This is actually so cool. Problem with Luke is that without counter hit, without any big meter investment, his damage is pretty low. Especially in the corner. In the corner, he gets less damage than mid-screen, which is already painful. This kind of rectifies that, and it's pretty awesome. If the opponent were to like backdash, your punish was actually pretty whatever. It would be something like this. So 2k, and it's something that you kind of gotta prepare for. Not everyone does this combo. Usually they would just spend a drive rush, take the burnout if they need to, just to try to do something here. You can now get pretty good reward from this for no drive bar and for 2 drive bars too. So look at this. So that's if you don't want to spend any drive bar. Look at that. And you're +5 after that. Honestly, I really love this change. It opened up a new dimension for Luke where he can actually get away with not spending a lot of resources like this. So he can spend resources maybe more on drive rush cancels, some of that nature instead of just trying to fish for that damage. I'm linking into the light uppercut. Medium will whiff. EX will whiff. That's not the best. However, there's a spacing where more options are unlocked. So it is around this range. So look at that. So keep on this spacing. The spacing is very important. Oh, you see? So yeah, Luke is very technical now. Ranges mean everything for him because this range actually opens more damage for him, which means when you're like playing neutral, you're just like poking around this area, you actually get good damage from this. So let me see. But you gotta be ready, you see, like not every range. It's gonna be very interesting. I think Luke is gonna become a very technical character if you want to optimize his damage in the corner. But this opens up a new realm, right? If you want to be like space maxing with Luke. It will take time and to find better spacing traps. Maybe there are spacing traps that set this up. So that's up for us to be laughing about. I think overall, Luke did not change much. His presence in the corner will be felt. The fact that he actually gets to do good damage in the corner, but he still lacks a couple of the things that top tiers are having, which they're looking kind of ridiculous, to be honest. So if you really like this content, this pretty breakdown trying to give you the context on the patch notes for this character, hit me a like. I'll see you all in the next video. We'll most likely be some more Melty Blood, but the Street Fighter content will be back after EVA Japan. Full force. Thank you so much, everyone. You all have a great one.